All right, guys, so welcome back. Happy President's Day and belated Valentine's Day. In our house, Valentine's Day is spent with the family, so unfortunately I couldn't shoot a video. But I just wanted to check in with you guys today and let you know some things that are changing, some things that are coming down the pipes, and also some of the things that I'm doing. First, let me say that I'm getting things ready. I was actually out on the water a couple days ago. Unfortunately, I didn't check my camera battery before I went out and ended up with about 12% camera life, so I couldn't shoot any video, but you didn't really miss anything. I was bank fishing off of Able Lake, which if any of y'all are familiar with that, it's in Stafford County, Virginia, and it's a long, narrow lake with a the boat launch, and that's about it. The terrain around the lake is mostly private property, so unless you know somebody that lives on the lake, you can't really fish down on the good spots, and so I was relegated to just fishing along the bank right there by the boat launch, which happened to be quite muddy and covered with thorns. Didn't catch anything. It's still early in the season, still cold, about 40 degrees, so fish really haven't come up to the surface yet. I did a little bit of topwater bass fishing. Didn't see any bites. Dropped some jigs down to see if I could pick up some crappie or some bluegill panfish. Didn't get any bites other than the nice thorn bites that I got all along the bottom of my legs. So no fun there, but we'll hit at it again, and I'll make sure that I take you guys with me. Okay, guys, so the real reason that I wanted to make this video today was twofold: to let you know what I've been doing to get ready for the season, and to also pitch some merchandise to you that I use so that you understand what comes at the end of this video, which I'm going to put up a survey, a poll, to let you guys decide where I fish on my next trip. So let's start with what I've been doing to get ready. So as you guys saw on my kayak tour, on my last video, I showed you all of my kayak. For those of you that watched it, I did actually end up moving my fish finder out to the right-hand side. That way it's just out of the way of the Scotty bait board that sits between my legs on the kayak. Went through, cleaned, and restrung all three of my poles. I only have 3 poles that I use primarily. As you'll see, I use spinners. I don't use bait casters, mostly because I haven't quite figured out how to use those. So my first rod is actually a Shakespeare Reverb. I picked it up off of Walmart.com. I think it was like 20 bucks. It was a cheap one. It's a small action, only about 6 feet. Actually, it's about probably 5.5 to 6 feet tall. Real light action. I use it for finesse fishing, mostly crappie and bluegill. I have it strung. All 3 of them are strung with the same line. I prefer to use pretty much all of the same line each season. That way I don't have to try to pick and choose which pole for which one, or if by chance I accidentally catch something on this pole that wasn't a crappie or a panfish. That way I can just, reel it in instead of having to cut my line, which is never fun. So this is my light action. It's a small one that I use. Usually comes out with me most of the time. I'll explain why in a second. The next one is my older one. This actually, I have no idea where I got this from. So the rod is a Shimano Fx Spinning Rod. Works really well. It's about 6 feet tall, 6'6". I have it strung on this, I don't even know what you call this, a Silstar Show 35 reel. Have no idea where I got it from. This was actually my first fishing pole that I remember having as an adult. Probably picked it up at a yard sale or at a thrift store or something like that when I was out in California, just so I had something to fish with. Broke airman, can't afford expensive gear, at least not yet in my life. So, and then my newest is actually, it's an old rod, but a brand new reel. So this is a Quantum Snapshot. It's 6'6", medium action. Although they claim it's medium action, it does have a fairly loose tip on it, which can be difficult to set a big hook in a large fish. So sometimes you got to be careful. You got to let them swallow it all the way with this rod before you really yank on it. So I just put on a new Quantum reel for it. It's haven't gotten it out on the water yet. It's what's this? A Nitrous 30 heavy action. So this should be able to handle just about anything I throw at it. So far, just throwing it around the garage and everything, it seems very smooth. I like the action on it. I like the retrieve on it. So we'll see what it does when it gets out on the water. So these are my three primaries. As you can see, I still got a topwater frog on this one that I threw on. It was on a previous pull that I just decommissioned the reel on because the arm bar wasn't snapping back into place when I needed it to. So it has been relegated to retirement, and which is sad because that was my cork handled rod. But I'll find a new reel to put on it here soon, and I'll be back up to 4 rods. But the new Quantum is my newest rod, so I got no pressure to get a new reel on my old rod. So with that being said, I said that I string all of my rods pretty much with the same line. So this season I chose spider wire. It is the spider wire enhanced strength and castability in the moss green vert fonts. It's a 15-pound test. Braided, obviously. I prefer braided lines simply because you get greater strength with less show on the water top. So when I was out on Able Lake the other day, I was fishing this on one of my reels. And truth be told, I couldn't even find my line on the water until I started making ripples with it. So the forest or moss green disappears so far in every piece of water that I've put it in. So that is stupendous. Highly recommend any spider wire products. I use all of them religiously. I only string with spider wire, although you will see behind me I do have other test lines and other brands. Mostly those are used on my my kids' reels. I use just regular monofilament on their reels. And then I also have, I believe it's Jawbone 50-pound test that I use on my surf fishing rod, which is a 10-10 huge rod that I use when I go down and cheat on Virginia, and I go down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina and do some surf fishing down there. So although this channel is IHeartVAFishing, I don't just fish Virginia waters. I know, sad, isn't it? I am a true fisherman at heart, so fishing anywhere is a prime opportunity for me. I'll never pass up an opportunity to drop line somewhere other than just Virginia. So, which segues me into my next bit of why I started this channel. Okay, so I started this channel to bring you guys, the viewers and subscribers, every opportunity that I can bring you to show you where in Virginia you can fish. So most people spend their entire life fishing around the little lakes and ponds and streams that are resident to their house, maybe traveling 15, 20 miles to a good big lake or something like that. But Virginia has a plethora of fishing opportunity no matter where you're at. No matter what type of fishing you want to do, no matter what your skill level is, there is a place for you to fish. If you've ever had interest in it, if you've ever had an inkling for it, there's always some place for you to fish. So with that being said, I developed this, okay? Now, if you're interested in getting one of these, it is, I'll link it to my Facebook page because that's where I'm currently selling them because it's not a business yet. What this is it is the 2019 Virginia County Fishing Locator, okay? And what that is you can see on the inside, I have gone through, and there are 5 major regions within Virginia, okay? You have your valley, your mountain, your northern, your coastal, and your central region, okay? Obviously, central Virginia is going to have the largest section because it's a huge section of counties. But it goes through and it actually breaks down within the county each one of the Department of Inland, of Game and Inland Fishery managed properties, okay? I'm also going to get another one together for lakes and for streams and rivers. so flowing bodies of water. I didn't have quite enough space in this one to put it all together, but this is going to be more of your still water. Again, some of your rivers and your streams will flow into these bodies of water, especially when you get out into the mountain and western regions of Virginia. Almost all of the rivers flow into some big body of water, so you're going to have your big lakes, okay? So in here, this is what I used. So when I get to the end of this video, you'll understand why I'm calling out regions, okay? So my goal is to fish every body of water in the state of Virginia, hopefully. We'll see what the boss has to say about that. So with this, if you want it, link over to my Facebook page. I'll have them up here shortly so you can get one if you want it. Makes it real easy. You decide where you want to fish at, and you can actually go out to the Department of Fishing game. It's their information. I'm not going to lie. But if you need more information about that particular lake, DGIF does an excellent job of providing a plethora of information. And as always, the information that I give you here is accurate at the time of the video. So if I say that there's no slot limit on something, please go out and check to make sure that there is no slot limit. Regulations do change from time to time. Unfortunately, I've never gotten caught up in that. But most, if not all of the lakes, rivers, and streams that I've fished in have some sort of posting that tell you what it is. So even when I was out at Able Lake the other day, there's a big sign as you come into the property near the boat launch that gives you what the actual size limits are, what the creel limits are, so that you know before you get out on the water exactly what it is you can keep and what size it needs to be and how many you can keep. That is very important, not only to keep you from getting in trouble, but also to allow the rest of us an opportunity to fish. I mean, if you're taking 500 bass out of a lake, you're putting a significant dent into the population, especially if there's not a whole lot of bass fishing in that lake. So with that, I also have this. It is the state freshwater regulations limits, okay? It is taken directly from the Department of Fish and Game Information's webpage, okay? In a convenient little laminated, both of these are laminated, guys, professionally laminated. So you can drop them in the water. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a video where I take both of these and submerge them in a tub of water and see how long it takes for them to disintegrate. That way I can tell you for sure that this isn't going to disintegrate when you're out in the water. You might disintegrate, but it won't, all right? So what this is the two-sided. I put a professional grade metal clamp in here, all right? So what this is it allows you to string this up on a retractable reel. You can put an O-ring on it or a key ring on it and strap it to your vest. You can stick it in your tackle box. It's hard plastic laminated, and what it does is it gives you the daily limits or the length limits, and it also gives you the creel limit per day, okay? So if you're out fishing, let's see what we got here. Largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass. You're going to get 5 per day and no length limit, okay? Now that's statewide. Each body of water is going to have a different regulation. So always check the signs, make sure you know what you're fishing or what your length limits are before you fish. A lot of places do conservation efforts, which I am all for, to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to catch, okay? So if you're interested in that, I'll link that on my Facebook page. As I go through bodies of water and I fish them, I will be putting out guides like this if you're interested, okay? They'll be professionally laminated just like this, and then what it'll do is it'll give you the species that are available in that lake or body of water. It will also give you the specific length limits and creel limits and just general information about how to fish it, what they prefer, where to find them, tips and tricks and things like that. So although many people have said a good day of fishing is still, or a bad day of fishing is still better than a good day anywhere else, a good day of fishing can always be made better by a good day of catching as much as you possibly can. So with that being said, I'll link both of those over onto my Facebook page, so make sure you go over there and check it out. I'm hoping soon, once I get a little bit more merchandise for you guys, I'll open up a store, an actual e-store, That way you don't have to go through Facebook. It's not my preferred method, but it keeps the cost down, allows me to get some of these out to you guys so that you can enjoy it just as much as I do. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of the video. And for those of you guys that don't know or can't tell, my video quality has gone up tremendously. I mean, I got wide angle here. I mean, holy crap, I got like a 6-8 foot span going on behind me, and y'all get to see my dirty garage back here. I should have cleaned it before I shot this video. But you can see my kayak down here. I mean, I'm liking this. So what this is my new camera. For Valentine's Day, my loving and adoring wife, who does not do fishing at all, although she encourages me to fish as much as I possibly can. I think she's trying to get rid of me, actually. Bought me a new camera. After my last video, my kayak tour, I was pointed out to me that all of my videos were backwards. I didn't even notice it. So I actually do know what I'm talking about when I was giving that tour. Although I did go back and watch the video and notice that every time I said, you know, on the left-hand side of my kayak or on the right-hand side of my kayak, it actually looked like I was pointing to the opposite side of the kayak or the wrong side of the kayak. And that's because I was actually shooting all of those videos off of my cell phone. Okay, I have a Samsung Galaxy, I think it's an S7. Okay, and apparently when you shoot video, it shoots it backwards, and there's no real way to fix that on the Samsungs. Undocumented feature. I didn't know that. I guess in my editing stage, I just didn't catch it. Everything was backwards. So I'm hoping that that this fixes that problem. So I mean, left, right. It looks like it's correct. So hopefully that'll give us a little bit better video feed, and I won't look like such an idiot shooting my videos. So what she purchased for me was a Dragon Touch. Let's see, Action Camera Vision 3. It's a 4K Ultra HD sports camera, okay? And that's actually what I'm filming on right now. I keep looking down because I have it connected to my laptop, so I'm looking at myself on the screen, but the camera is about 6 to 8 inches above the screen right now. So, so far, I'm pleased with it. It does come with a lot of little accessories, mounting accessories. So I can mount it. I'm going to mount it to my Scotty bait board so that you guys get a good shot right there of me as I'm fishing. I'm hoping to get a second one. Hint, hint, sweetheart. Hint, hint, second one. And I'm going to pole mount it behind me so that you guys can see out where I'm casting. You can also see my retrieve and, you know, the lake ahead of me and whatnot. So hopefully my videos are going to get a lot better because of this. So thank you, sweetie. Need another one. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of the video. All right. I don't even know how many lakes are in here. I mean, there's probably easily 100, 150 lakes in this little pamphlet. Okay. But I went through and looked at a couple of them, given distance and time and whatnot, and you know, the fact that I don't have camping gear and don't really want to pay for a hotel, so I got to stay fairly close for right now until I get the trip arrangements worked out. But I've picked 3 lakes that I think would be good fishing to do the maiden video towards the end of March. So they're all within an hour or two of where I live, and I have some information here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a survey poll. If you want, you can link it off the bottom of this video. I will post at the end of the video the 3 options, and you can just put them in the comments of where you think I should fish. But winner of or highest polled one will be where I go to fish. So first option is going to be Lake Orange, which is in Orange County, Virginia, which is in the central region. Okay. And for those of you that aren't familiar, and I tried to explain this earlier, so right there, I have a map at the top of each one of these, okay? Bad glare on this, holy crap. All right, there you go, there you can see it. All right, it is, the highlighted area is the central region of Virginia. If you go out here, down at the bottom, there you see the northern region, coastal region. On the backside here, we have the valley region, which is going to be out the Shenandoah Valley. And then flipping the wrong way because I'm backwards here. There you have the mountain region, which is going to be out by the North Carolina-Tennessee border and West Virginia, okay? So when I reference the regions, that's what region I'm fishing in. So I got one from the central region that I picked, one from the northern region, which is where I'm at, so it's going to be fairly close to me, and one from the valley region. All right, I tried to go different sizes, ranging from about 50 acres all the way up to about 124-acre lake, okay? So the first one is going to be Lake Orange, Orange County, Virginia, in the central region. All right, it's a 124-acre lake. It's about 5 miles outside of Orange, Virginia, about 30 minutes off of Interstate 95. So that's actually just inside the northern part of the central region, all right? According to the Virginia Department of Fish and Game, we're looking at depths from about 5 feet to a maximum of about 36 feet with a different spread of species. We got some largemouth, some bluegill, some red ear, black crappie, channel cat, and walleye, all right? Especially excited about the walleye. I don't think I've fished walleye in years, so it'd be nice to see if I could catch some walleye out there. But anyway, there's white bass that can be found in the lake as well, all right? According to the site, they have no idea how white bass got in the lake, but they're there. So maybe we'll catch a surprise. But the biggest one that I'm most excited about, more than the walleye, is the fact that apparently back in the early to mid-70s, they stocked this lake with northern pike. They stopped stocking in the mid-90s. So there's northern pike in this lake. Virginia is not known for its pike, but man, it'd be nice to land a pike or two on this kayak. But I don't know. We'll see. They're not prominent and they're not easy to catch. Apparently, it's quite a treat if you can manage to catch one of the pike out of Lake Orange. But anyway, all right. What this lake is known for is trophy bass. All right, it's a very mature, very well-established lake, so there's a slot limit on the bass. All right, we're looking at 16 to 22 inches slot, which means you can catch anything below 16 inches and over 22 inches with the creel of only one bass over 22 inches, so you better be selective. Man, 22-inch bass, that'd be nice. Anyway, if you get lucky and snag a pike, it is a 20-inch minimum. I'm pretty sure that if these beasts are in the lake, they've had plenty of time to mature, so I don't think if you're going to land a pike, it's going to be anything less than 20 inches. But if by chance you snag a youngin', you got to throw them back. Maybe another day. But remember, take pictures. Got to have evidence, okay? Next option is going to be Lake Brittle. All right, this is a small 77-acre lake out in Fauquier County, okay? This is actually there's a park that coincides with it. It's in the northern region, which means it's going to be northern Virginia, all right? About 10 miles outside of Warrenton, Virginia, okay? For those of you guys that are familiar with the areas, I'm trying to orient you to where I'm going to be at if you choose this lake. 30 miles outside the Beltway, all right? It's like I said, it's a park, so you're going to have other people there. It's a small boat ramp, but it looks like on Google Maps there's a nice bank fishing area if you don't have a boat. I don't know if they rent boats here. I probably should have checked that for you guys. I know there are quite a few places that have concessions that rent boats and electric motors and everything like that. But yeah, if you don't have a boat, and I think they might rent them there since there is a recreational facility right around it. All right, you're looking at an average depth of about 7 feet with a maximum of about 25 feet out underneath the spillway. Okay, it's stocked annually with walleye. It's got largemouth, bluegill, red ear, black crappie, and channel cat. I should probably stop looking down because y'all are like, put my sheet here so I stop looking at myself in the reflection. All right, you got channel cat. Like I said, stocked with walleye. You do have brown bullheads, gizzard shad, and also northern snake neck or snake head. As you know, there's a moratorium on shad right now, so if you catch them, you got to release them. Your bullheads, I've never had a hankering for bullhead. I think it tastes like bull crap, but if you like bullhead, they got them in there. And obviously the snakehead are an invasive species. If you catch it, you got to keep it and kill it. My understanding is that they do have a pretty good flavor. Never had snakehead, but if I catch one, I'll definitely do a catch and cook video for you, let you know what I think of it. All right, there's a 12 to 15-inch slot on largemouth bass here, 18-inch minimum on walleye, and obviously the creel and length limits varies for the species in this lake. Make sure you look it up before you go. I will come back with exactly whichever one you guys choose. I'll do a full video on it and let you know all of the particulars about it. Obviously, I'll take you with me as I go out there, and you'll get to see the action on the lake. All right. The next one is actually the furthest away. It's Dothit Lake out in Bath County, Virginia. It's in the Valley region. If you're looking at my, if you buy one of these and look at it, it's out in Bath County, Valley region. It's a 50-acre lake, open 24 hours a day from what I understand, which is nice because it's about a 3-hour drive for me to get out there. So I'll leave butter crack early in the morning, head out there and get out on the water to get some morning action, maybe land ashore for a little bit, eat lunch, and then head back out in the evening, making a nice, evening drive home. It's just north of Clifton Park, which apparently is the closest city. It is in the George Washington and Jefferson National Forest. So what that means is that you're going to need the stamp on your license in Virginia to be able to fish on federal land, and that is federal land, okay? I don't believe it costs anything extra when you buy your license. Any freebies that come with the license, I always check them to make sure that if I end up finding myself in that lake, stream, or river, you don't have any problems, okay? Some of these places do have access fees, so they range anywhere from $2 a day up to $5 a day. I've seen some of them a little bit more expensive. There are trout in this lake, so you are going to need, at a minimum, the trout stamp on your license, okay? During certain times of the year, they are stocked annually, twice a year, during, I think it's April to June and September to October, okay? So when they're in stocking season, you actually have to pay an access fee in addition to having the stamp on your license, okay? And that is all 3 species of stock you're going to have of trout. You're going to have rainbow, brown, and, well, I believe you guys just stumped me. Rainbow, brown, and lake trout. You know I'm going to be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments, okay? You also have largemouth, sunfish, black crappie, and channel catfish. They also have an excellent chain pickerel population in this lake, which would be awesome to catch some chain pickerel. My understanding is that October is the best time of year to catch the chain pickerel. So we'll see what goes on. Maybe later this year, I'll hit up Dothit if you guys don't choose it this time around, and bring you guys some chain pickerel fishing. So your specific length and creel limits are going to vary by species for this one. The state limit regulations are for some of them. Your trout obviously are going to be a 7-inch minimum with 6 per day creel. Your channel cat are going to be a 20-inch minimum with 5 per day creel, and your largemouth is a 12-inch minimum with 5 per day creel. Okay, so those are your guys' 3 options. So let me know where you want me to fish. Lake Orange, which is in Orange County. It's in the central region of Virginia. Lake Brittle, which is in Fauquier County, which is in the northern region of Virginia. Or if y'all want me to make a whole day trip of this on a Saturday, I will go to Dothit Lake out in Bath County in the Valley region of Virginia, and I'll bring you guys some action from out there. So let me know what you want. Leave it in the comments or link over to my Facebook page. I'll have a poll up there. I'll run it all the way up until the end of March. I'll probably, let's see, 29 March. It's a Saturday. That way I have ample time to get anywhere I need to go. So 29th of March, I will close the poll on the 27th of March. So you have till the 27th of March to get in your vote. Tell your friends, tell all of your colleagues, whoever, link my videos, link my Facebook page, share it as much as you can. I need more subscribers and viewers. The more the merrier. I really want to get a good turnout of people voting on this. So let everybody know, hit up my page, cast your vote. I really want to know where you guys want me to fish. So if this is what you guys like, if you guys want to decide my fate where I go, let me know in the comments, let me know on my Facebook page. Tell me anything you need me to know. Questions, hit me up in the comments. As always, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. All right, guys. So that's the end of the video. Go vote, subscribe, hit the bell. Happy casting. I'll see you guys out on the lake.